Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show, your fan Q&A session. I'm your host Khalid, and this is the show where we answer all fan questions. Now I'm joined by guys on Facebook and I'm joined by guys on YouTube. So what you guys need to do is, of course, go from the if you aren't watching this on Facebook, go over to our YouTube channel and please click subscribe. Vice versa, go and like the Facebook page as well. Very important that you do so, guys. Follow us on all social media platforms. Now, today is all about the fans asking me questions, and I'll be answering on today's show. We do this every single Friday just to try and engage you guys a lot more so that you guys can ask us certain questions and we can answer it and I can answer it as best as possible. But before we get going and before we get started on this particular video, please subscribe to it. Please click that notification bell for all future videos, but also smash the like button, comment, and share with all your friends and family. We also have a monthly magazine. It's 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. Please go ahead and download the latest issue. You can also become a patron today. That's how you show your support for Cricket Fanatics magazine. Show your support for myself and for the team and for everybody that is involved by becoming a patron today. The link is on the screen. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Looking forward to discussing the different questions that you guys have for me. We'll start with the questions that were handed in on Instagram. See you on that side. A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show. I'm your host, Khalid, and this is the show where we talk about all the major talking points in South African cricket. But today is about the fan Q&A sessions where you guys get to ask us questions. So let's get into it. Let's get into the questions that were first handed in or sent in to us on Instagram. We will start with the main question. And I think that is the perfect way. Up and coming legend has asked this particular question. He said, would you prefer to see more youngsters in this year's World Cup squad, he says, or same squad that didn't make the playoffs? Now, I've spoken about this before. I said that I would like to see a core of the same team with added youngsters into the squad to be able to go on this World Cup and learn from the experience, because I think South Africa have their 13 players I feel that they are definitely sure about in the T20 format, and I think that the rest of those positions need to be filled by young prospects that can really have an opportunity of maybe being a Protea one day. So that's what I would like to see. Obviously, I was hoping that we would maybe see that in that squad be selected for the India tour, because I was thinking that maybe we could see some of those youngsters be selected in the England India tour. But then on the flip side, you also want to see a core group of people play consistently and build momentum leading up to the World Cup. So I was caught between two minds. But for the World Cup, I mean, I would really like to see maybe one or two youngsters that we are maybe predicting to be future stars for South Africa, or we are pigeonholing into a group of future talents. I think it would be good for them to be able to go to the World Cup and experience what it's like, experience that environment, understand how the dressing room thinks during that period. It's something for them to work towards and something for them to push towards. I don't think that maybe some of the older guys that are going to be sitting on the bench should be there in the World Cup. I think throwing some youngsters in would give a nice balance to the squad and put forward what is the future of this country and give us as fans an understanding of what the future is for this country. Another question sent in on Instagram was from Damien212. He says, when is the next domestic fixtures? I'm not 100% sure when they're going to be releasing the new fixtures quite yet. But as soon as that update happens, we will update you as soon as possible. Now, on Facebook, there was also a question that was sent through to us before the show started, so not on the actual live stream right now. So I'm going to read out quickly for you guys. Can I find it? Let me see if I can find it for you guys. Oops. Oh, that's me talking. Don't know if you guys heard that. Just refreshing for you guys so that I can get this question. It was about Faf du Plessis, and as you know that the RCB is playing currently, and it's not looking so great for them. Faf du Plessis not coming to the party again in the final, a second time around in the final, not coming to the party. But a question was sent in to me on one of the previous posts, and that was from Backtrack Sports. My question to you, Khalid, do you believe that FAF can offer us something different from what we already know? For example, he always fails in important games. RCB, for example, the two most important last games, he went into defensive mode. This is exactly why FAF keeps getting ignored by Boucher. Boucher knows FAF too well. Now, this is something that has raised its head in the past. I'm not going to lie that I haven't heard this statement from people before. You know, I've heard in the past people say about Faf in pressure situations with regards to knockout games, he doesn't come to the party. You can maybe have a case for it from the previous final that he played for CSK. He scored 10, I think it was in that match. In this particular match, he didn't do so well either. And in the previous match, he also didn't do so well either leading up to this final. So you can look at that, and he is some sort, you could say there's some sort of pattern there with regards to Faf. But I don't think that's on Faf alone. I think there is also has got to do with the team around him as well. And Faf has been quite consistent throughout the rest of the tournament. You expect other players as well in teams to step up in special situations as well when the time comes. So I wouldn't put that all on Faf alone, but there has been some sort of pattern in the past where people can highlight certain aspects of Faf's game. But what Faf adds, what I like about Faf and what he adds to the game is his ability to be to bring it to bring the team from to bring belief into a team and to bring the team together. I think that's an aspect of his game that maybe is not directly related to his batting and his performance with the bat, but Faf adds so much other experience within the setup. So much other things that he can add from an international IPL or T20 perspective that he can add to the rest of his players in the team. So I think that adds a lot of value. When it comes to Bavuma, I think if Faf was in the team, we would have probably been questioning Bavuma's placement there. It would have probably been between Bavuma and Temba when you're talking about that opening spot if Faf had to play. But clearly, it does seem by Boucher and by CSA that they maybe did not see that it was maybe worth it to put Faf into the team. Um, they think that they have everything available to them. We all thought that Faf would be able to add a certain type of aggression, a certain type of consistency, a certain type of quality to this side that was maybe lacking. But I do get your point, Backtrack Sports. I do understand the point and the view that you are saying that maybe Faf in big tournaments or maybe Faf in big moments has maybe not come to the party in the past, even in the IPL. So I do get your point of view. But I do think that there's something that Faf could have added to the squad. I do believe, I'm not going to backtrack on that now. I do still believe that Faf could have added something to this T20 World Cup squad. So let's get into the questions that you guys have given me in the live chat. Kani saying, Khalid, I can't stop laughing when Aditya said India is going to thrash SA. Did he forget what happened early this year? Aditya has a strong belief. I'm going to protect my friend here, guys. He's not here on the show today. He's busy watching, actually keeping track on the RCB game. He asked me if he can, and I said that's obviously, of course, that's fine. Um, I did laugh as well when he said so, but I'm not going to laugh because we don't know what's going to happen with South Africa. You never know what's going to take place with South Africa, who they're going to play, what personnel they're going to play. This is a second string team of India, but I don't want us to underestimate how good they are. I mean, we struggled against Bangladesh not so long ago. Similar players that are playing, different formats, but similar players that are over here. So we did struggle against Bangladesh. So I'm hoping that this second team, India team, I think they will probably be riled up to prove something. I think it's a lot more dangerous for South Africa to play this 11 than the original 11, seeing that a lot of these players, maybe some of these guys wouldn't have played against. But you could say the majority core, I would have seen them in the IPL that are still from the IPL. But a lot of them, you could say, um, are hungry to want to put up their hand for a position in the first 11. So it can be a very dangerous position South Africa can put themselves in. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully that they are not. They don't lose composure and they remain calm and they play their game plan and go out there and try and dominate as best as possible. Smash the like button, please, guys. Already 4 people, 5 people have liked the Facebook. 4 people have liked the Facebook like. So we're playing a little bit of a game here to see who can get more likes, YouTube or Facebook. So smash that like button, please. Ikram Anwari says, Khalid, besides Newlands, which other ground in South Africa do you like that you have visited? That's a good question. I've been to most of the grounds in Cape Town except Bloemfontein, Potchefstroom, and Bloemfontein, Potchefstroom, and yeah, except Bloemfontein and Potchefstroom, I think. Those are the only two that I haven't been to, I think, if I remember correctly. The rest of them I've been to. I've been to East London, I've been to PE, I've been to Durban, been to Newlands, of course, been to Pretoria, and been to the Wanderers. Now, there are two ways for me to answer this question. One would be as a journalist, and one would be as a spectator. Which do I prefer? As a journalist, other than Newlands, I would have to say I love the Wanderers Stadium. I like the way it's set up. I like the way it's slanted up so that everybody can see. And I like the fact that there's no protective glass and it's open. So I can hear the crowd and I can hear bat on ball. Similarly to Centurion, but I just prefer the way the Wanderers is set up as a place for journalists to sit. I like they have plug points for your phone and everything that's right there in front of you, that you don't need to bring your own 2-point plugs, etc. Whereas other stadiums, that is the case. Wanderers is a little bit more state of the art, you could say. I also love the snacks at the Wanderers. Every single time I've been at the Wanderers, probably the best part about it was the fact that they had an ice cream fridge for the journos where they put in some top quality ice cream. I'm talking about crunchy. I'm talking about the flakes, the flake ice cream, all of those expensive ice creams that you look twice at in the store. They have as many as you want, guys. Open for you to be able to eat all of as many as you want. So I thought that was an excellent additive to the atmosphere. But the bull ring for me is probably one of the best atmospheres in the country. As a spectator as well, because there's a nice balance between seating and grass, similarly to Newlands, whereas Centurion is dominated by grass banks more than I feel seating seats. I think the big vibe at Centurion would be on the grass banks. So me personally, I'm going to have to pick the Wanderers, although I'm not going to lie, from a fan's perspective, one of the best experience I've had was in East London when South Africa played against Australia. I think it was when they came down here. England. And I had an amazing experience. The fans over there came flooding to the stadium. They had an amazing atmosphere in the stadium. Good, nice singing. It's a small ground, so it's a nice and it feels like all the fans are kind of together. And I enjoyed watching it as a spectator over there. But I can't deny that nothing beats the atmosphere at Boland Park on a MSL day or T20 final day. Wow, the atmosphere is incredible there. The amount of fans. I think it's because it's a smaller stadium, it's also less seats. Everybody comes and it's sold out every single time because it is half the amount of people there than you'll get at other stadiums. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Ikram Anwari saying, will Cricket Fanatics magazine plan to make any documentaries in the near future? Yes, I will be. Obviously I need to get a good videographer that can help me with those things. I mean, obviously I led the documentaries at my previous place that I've worked. I mean, I created that idea, brought it to the table, got a videographer to shoot it for me, organized everything, directed it. All of those things I did at my previous work. So I'd like to obviously bring that over to Cricket Fanatics magazine, of course, because I mean, it was my idea that I came up with. So that is something that I want to do down the line. Actually, we did do one documentary. We did one of the former Newlands groundsman. We did a documentary on him, and I will probably go forward and do it. It was unfortunate because as I started to think and plan those documentaries, COVID hit us. So we weren't allowed to interact and do those type of documentaries going forward. So it was a little bit of a stutter for us. But get involved with the Patreon account, guys, because that will help us be able to get a videographer to go on tours with me, etc. If we can get a sponsor for the England tour, you're going to see a lot more type of behind behind the scenes type of videos and documentaries type of stuff. Those are the type of things I want to do for you guys, behind the scenes, different types of videos that nobody else is doing in cricket. And I can only get there with the backing of financial backing. And the only way I can do that is if we get the sponsor and make some money with this, which we haven't been. And also if we can get some super chats going for you from you guys, and obviously from the Patron account. That's why we have that open. So it will help us to be able to move a step forward and start doing these type of things. But that is the aim. It's definitely on the cards. It's definitely on the checklist for me, guys. I really want to start doing those. I love them. Okay, so Bibik saying, Faf, the batter yet to give something to the Proteas. This guy knows how to get best of his team. Nobody has to say anything about his fitness and fielding. Yes, he's unbelievable fitness, fielding. I mean, to be able to play at the highest level like he is at the age that he's at, phenomenal. And I think that that intensity, that will to win, that mindset, um, the warm spirit that he brings to the team, I think that all will help in the future. Realistically, the only youngsters we will see at the World Cup are stubs, but I'd like to see Vian Libber make the squad as well. Brevis needs to play more domestic cricket, in my opinion. I do agree that he does need to play more domestic cricket. I think that will teach him amazing lessons on patience, on knowing how to rotate strike, particularly the longer format. I think that will add a lot to his game that he won't be able to learn in any other format of cricket. Um, oops, the thing's jumping now. Okay, Ngatkale says, I hope I pronounced this right. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Ngatkale says, how do you reckon Rassi van der Dussen and Lungi Ngidi will fare in India, given the fact that that they haven't played much cricket? I do believe they are in the squad and are first team players for South Africa. Um, Rassi van der Dussen is probably one of the most consistent batters for South Africa at the moment. Cross formats, in fact, more so in the white ball arena than in tests. I don't think he's fully shown his potential in Test cricket. I think he should be scoring a lot bigger hundreds for South Africa, but unfortunately, that's not the case. I think they'll be okay. I think it's a kind of a blessing in disguise as well because they will be fully rested. Um, so, and Lungi has had injuries problems in the past. He's obviously been working hard on his fitness, etc. Now he's not playing. So I think it might be good for the two of them. I think they'll be fully jacked up and fresh to want to play as many games as possible. And it will help South Africa in India. I feel that their rest that they've obviously received. Bibik saying that's correct. Lorenzo Dervat got enough chances in Mumbai. We haven't seen this guy talent, but need the experience. Do we have experienced youngsters though? If you say Stubbs, then yes. If you're referring to Brevis, all the youngsters, then no. No. When it comes to experienced youngsters, I could maybe throw someone like a Gerald Kutsia in the mix. I think he's played enough MSL tournaments now. He's played domestic cricket. He's a quick bowler. He bowls 150. He could also hold the bat, and also he's been in the IPL as well. Marco Janssens, and obviously another person that we're talking about, but he's already in the squad. Probably will play in the World Cup. Um, someone like I think someone like Devat, if there's no domestic cricket happening in that period, it could be a good thing for him to go with the team. If there's no cricket happening, but only if there's no cricket happening, because I think he needs to play as much cricket as possible domestically. Right now, I was fine with him not making the India squad because I think he needs to spend some time with his family. But this is my opinion, guys. It's just my opinion. I think he needs to spend time. He had a hectic time since school. Like he's left school straight into World Cup squads, um, straight into the IPL. No rest, no time with his family. I think it's good for his mental health and for himself, being so young, to spend some time with his family and take some time away from the game. I think Gerald Kutsia could be a good shout. I think he's shown his ability. In certain games particularly, but I do think he has some sort of X factor in his game that he could maybe learn from this experience when it comes to that, especially the T20 game. Obviously, Tristan Stubbs needs to be in the mix. We know that already. I hope he does get selected for the World Cup. So let's see. I was hoping that Daniel Smith would also come to the party. John O'Bird would not have so many injuries. If he didn't have so many injuries this season, I think we could have been talking about him as a potential person to be get a call up. I think that boy is very talented. Hits the ball very long. and just has been unlucky with injuries since the start of his Cobra's career, Western Province career. I still believe Quinton Cock and Yanaman is. Oh, Yanaman Malan is another person that I feel does need to be part of the squad. Strongest T20 opening pair. This is not this notion that big hitters can't play the situation is crap. If QDK has a flyer, then Yanaman can definitely play the Temba role. Um, yeah, okay. India choose the best team. It's not the second tier team. I would say these guys perform better than the first team. Expecting Rashid to fire with green and gold. Expected to see Stubbs. Khalid, if we want to go project youth, sorry, I'm reading this wrong. Khalid, if you want to go project youth, then use the T20 side as the youth project. By that I mean 1 to 11, just your young and up and coming youngsters, similar to the Arsenal project. Unpopular opinion. Yeah, it is an unpopular opinion, I feel. The T20 arena, you see, I don't feel that T20 cricket is teaching our youngsters what they need to be learning. I think that the 4 day arena is very important for our youngsters to learn certain lessons that they can't learn in the T20 game. Now, the reason why we probably didn't do a project youth with the T20s is because there's like a World Cup every year. So we haven't really had the opportunity to actually blood in our players. That's why this new T20 tournament is so important, because that's going to give our players a platform to be able to show what they're capable of and what their talents are like. So I'm hoping that's going to be awesome. The best vibe in SA for me is St. George's Park. That band just gives a very nice carnival atmosphere. Now, I'm going to be very, very controversial here, guys. I love the St. George's band, but I haven't actually said this publicly yet, but I really hope that they learn some new songs, because sometimes when I'm there for the entire day, I hear the same song on repeat over and over and over again. Um, it would be nice if they could learn a little bit more new songs and play different songs, maybe some other popular songs as well. Because I hear the same song being played multiple times, and maybe that's their vibe, maybe that's what they're aiming for. They do it really well. They do get the mood up, but I think we can get a much better atmosphere if they mix it up a little bit, have a little bit of a track list. The Paul community definitely knows the cricket, and that helps. Lorenzo says Mighty 2011, QDK, Yanaman, RVD, Markram, Miller, Klassen, Pretorius, Janssen, KG, Nokia, and Shamsi. Guys, I'm really honestly thinking about only super chats are going to be able to see we're going to see me read out their teams. Only if you perform. No, I'm joking. Lawrence, Holly, here's a question for you. If there was one spot available and you had to choose between Temba and Rassi, who are you going for? Temba, because he's the captain. It's the only reason I would go for Timber, based on the captaincy. That's a tough question because they don't even play in the same position actually. So let me think about this. It's a very difficult question, Lawrence, and you know what you're asking me a difficult question. Based on the captaincy, I would pick Temba. Based on batting form and batting performance in T20 cricket so far, I would go with Rassi. So I'm torn between the two. They play in different positions though, so I don't think the one spot will be for either or. I think Rassi is competing with other players in South Africa. 100% agree with you, Khalid. Let the kid rest up, as it's going to be a huge breakthrough season for him domestically coming up. Khalid, what happened to Marco Murray? Marco Murray is still around. I just think that maybe he hasn't fully shown his form consistently. I think he's been pigeonholed into this big hitter mentality, and similarly to some other players as well. And I think he maybe needs to free himself up a bit, play at the province is going to back him and play him consistently, and show that he has other aspects to his game other than just smashing the ball out the park. He was seen as one of the big T20 stars. We saw it in the Global T20 League, and a lot of teams actually look at him when it comes to these T20 tournaments. It's just now for him to do it consistently, and more consistently in big matches, and that will probably see him maybe get an opportunity as that person in the Proteas setup. Lorenzo saying the more senior players also wouldn't allow only youngsters to play T20s, as this is the stage for IPL teams. Watch all international teams for new talent. Khalid, while SA chasing, Temba used to change his batting order accordingly. However, the problem comes when to set a score batting first. That's the problem occurs. Yeah, we kind of get stuck, with batters. When we're trying to post a score, we sort of get stuck on set on that 170. And I'm hoping that we can find some ways to spark that within our players and take things forward, like be able to push forward and get those, turn those 170s into 200s, more consistently. I would like to see South Africa hit a lot more bigger scores. I would like to see them average between 180 and 200 consistently, a lot more consistently. And the way to do that is obviously making sure that you have the right personnel. Now, we spoke yesterday on the show. Neo Falani came on the show yesterday, an Easton's player, to speak about mentality and culture and the importance of playing an attacking brand and how to implement an attacking brand of cricket in T20 cricket. He gave some excellent gems in that interview, guys. So please go ahead and go check that out. Go to our YouTube channel if you're on Facebook to go watch that. We did post the post earlier on to promote the show, so go ahead and watch it because he gave some excellent gems, and he also gave a case for David Miller to bat maybe higher up. Now, Temba, like Bibik says, has been doing that. He's been sacrificing himself for the betterment of the team in specific games. So you would sometimes bring someone else in before him if he feels that the match situation needed that. But like I said in previous games, I honestly do believe that Timba is the right partner for Quinton and can get the best out of Quinton de Kock. Based on what Quinton has said about Timba, based on their relationship from the past, based on Timba's unselfishness to sacrifice himself for the rest of the team, and obviously being the captain, it kind of comes with a package to do so. Lorenzo says again, good point, Bibek. We always what's happening? Good point, Bibek. We're always struggling when batting first. I will even bat Miller higher when we're batting first just to give him more time. We're forgetting about what Aiden has been doing recently as well for South Africa. He's been playing that role that we expect Miller to play if he bats higher. And it's been an impressive ability. I wouldn't mind to see like 3 Aiden and 4 David Miller and maybe 5 Rassie and then 6 have Tristan Stubbs. That could also be an option going forward. I think SuperSport and CSA should do more to view Division 2 white ball games. Lots have taken in Division 2 we're not privy to see. Northern Cape, Seema, Van Dyke, for example. Yes, it's very true. We don't get to see talent. Sorry, lots of talent. I should have known that. Sorry, Lawrence. Yeah, we don't get to see a lot of the Division 2 talent, and I would like to obviously see a lot more as well and cover it a lot more. I don't have the ability to be able to split myself into so many different things that are happening at the same time. So it would be nice for them to be able to place even some highlights, if it's possible, to post that on Super Sports from however they want to get it. But I do understand from a logistics point of view how expensive it is to be able to run so many different tournaments simultaneously and put it all on TV. It's also about ratings, because for them to set up a show, I think I would assume that it would cost a lot of money to do so, and you would want to get your money back in ads revenue, etc., and viewership, so that you can break even or make more money to be able to show that on TV. So yeah, it's a lot of things involved, but just deciding, clicking the switch and putting it on TV. There's a lot of things that need to be discussed, and also with the grounds, and to get cameras to every single ground is tough. That's you're gonna have to employ a hell of a lot of people to do so. But guys, that's all the questions that we have in the questions in the live chat today. That's all the questions that we have on social media today. Thanks a lot for coming on the show and tuning in to us. Khalid, that Tian Kukumu seems a player. Yes, we have an interview with him coming in this latest issue of the magazine. He's also a friend of the show. I will get him on the show sometime more often. I am in constant communication with him about that, um, and we will get him on the show a lot more. So let's see what happens. But guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe. Click that notification bell for all future videos. All the Facebook guys, go over to YouTube where we have daily shows. Friday is the only show that you'll get on Facebook. So go, if you want more content from us, then go over to our YouTube channel and get involved over there. Subscribe and click the notification bell to get all our daily shows. And we even have a Sunday podcast that you guys might not know about, where we just speak about our week, about our weekend. We throw some cricket in between. You guys can talk to us in the live chat. We sit back and relax. We even talk about music, film, other things that I love, football as well, other things that I love as well in my life. I mean, I'm not only a cricket fan alone. I love other things too. So there's a lot of other things that I like to talk about, and the Sunday podcast is for that. Also, don't forget to download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free straight to your inbox every single month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. Smash the like button, comment, share, and do all of those things. But also become a patron today. Link is on the screen and in the description. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and we'll see you guys again on Sunday with another podcast show. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.